Welcome back to Big City Stacking. Today, we're talking collectibles. Now, when I got into stacking, it was not to be a collector. I am what I would consider to be a prudent stacker, or frugal, as the case may be. I'm very price sensitive to what I pay for my metals. But one thing I discovered, not the first thing, but after you learn that, bullion comes in bars, rounds, and coins, you realize that they make all kinds of coins and bars and rounds. So, without even knowing, I discovered things that I liked. One thing about me you're going to learn, if you don't already, I'm a cinephile. I love movies. I have since I was a kid. They're a great escape. They teach you things. You learn about other avenues of life that you may not pursue yourself. But they're awesome. They're a reflection of real life. They're mirrors of the soul. You can learn a lot from movies. And I discovered that if, it doesn't have to be movies, but whatever you are into, there's bullion out there for you. It could be NASCARs. It could be superheroes. It could be nature. They make bullion to speak to those individuals. And guess what I found for myself? Before I even realized I love movies, I knew that I loved Star Wars. And they make so much Star Wars bullion. I started with Darth Vader because I knew him since I was a kid. You can be terrified of him. You can respect him. You can fear him. He was the baddest badass that I knew in the 80s. And they are aware because there is no shortage of Star Wars stuff that you can collect. So being that I'm not a collector, and then to look at my stack and find a collection among it, you have to ask yourself, well, don't shy away from it, but be aware. I knew that when I found Star Wars stuff in bullion, it was going to be a weakness for me. And I said, after I saw The Mandalorian, and then they started making Beskar, I was like, yo, I need that. That is so dope. I own Beskar. Even more so, it's silver, so it actually has value. It's not like tin or a prop that I bought off eBay and it just sits in my house collecting dust. Because there could be a market for that after the fact. But I know there's a market for this. When it comes to Star Wars and bullion, I can't lose. I feel like I'm just winning. And I get to support a love of a thing I have. Or it's just more things of that I love. Like when I was a kid, I used to model my life after Luke Skywalker. I wanted to be a good person. I wanted to set a goal and then just meet it. Without even knowing how you would get from A to B. If you believe and focus on B, you'll get there. You don't have to know every step in the process. Just set your goal and make steps towards it, and you'll reach it. Stay on target, as the case may be. But there's nothing wrong with finding something you love and combining the two. You love bullion, you love Star Wars, there's Star Wars bullion to buy. And when I discovered that, I was like, oh, yeah, that's definitely something I could invest a little bit more into. I don't know if other people would like it on the second end, but I'm probably not going to get rid of any of this stuff, being that I love Star Wars so much. So, is there anything that you are into that you discovered was also in bullion? I'm curious to know. So you let me know. This is what I love, and I found it in bullion. Let me know about you. It could be zombies, that's in bullion. It could be cars. There's a million and one different fly fishing. There's everything. Religious, political. Now, me personally, I would never spend money for political bullion. But if that's your twist, more power to you. You know, this person is on so much of my bullion, it doesn't make sense. But it's also Star Wars. So even if I didn't want a monarch on it, you know, I'll make that sacrifice. There's just not a lot of bullion to be had if you are avoiding the queen or now the king. Know that it doesn't make any sense. It's dumb how much bullion they are on. But I think they have like 14 territories around the world outside of the UK. So it's really unavoidable. But I'm a lover of Star Wars, if you didn't know that about me yet. So I'm curious to know, what are you a fan of? You guys let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, fly, Eagles, fly.